Hi everyone. In today's video lesson, I'm going to go over the ugly truth about beauty. We will find the claim. I'll show you a few reasons that the author listed to support his claim, along with the evidence that supports his reasoning and the warrant that ties it all together. You'll be able to see after this that everything ultimately supports each other in an argument. It serves as a foundation. Okay, your claim is your foundation, and you build everything else up from that. All right, now that I have that annoying one off of the page, before we start, I want to just let you know about a Chrome extension. I believe it's called Text, but if you look up, just do a Google search on Chromebook annotating software, you can find something. It makes this little icon appear at the top of my screen. So if you click on it, it will allow you to underline things, to highlight things as you read online texts. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my highlighter function going. We'll do blue because blue is a happy color. All right. So your first task was to find the claim. So how do you find a claim? Well, you know it's going to be in the beginning because that was in your notes. So you can assume that it's going to be in the first few paragraphs before the author starts to get into their reasoning. Some people thought that this was the claim. The problem is that women generally do not think of their looks in the same way that men do. Our claim actually comes before that. Remember, we're starting off with this question that men apparently are going to receive at some point from a woman. How do I look? That infamous question. Our claim follows here. You must be careful how you answer this question. The best technique is to form an honest yet sensitive opinion, then collapse on the floor with some kind of fatal seizure. Trust me, this is the easiest way out because you will never come up with the right answer. How do I know this is the claim? There are a few clues that can help you out with this argument and others. Look at the phrase "you must." That's telling you something. It's a command. It's an imperative sentence. So we can assume that if someone's telling you what to do, that could be an opinion. Also, you have here the best technique. Well, the best is also subjective. It's up to the individual. That's also an opinion. It's something you can argue. I would certainly argue that falling on the floor pretending to have a seizure is probably not the best way to answer that question, but Dave Barry presents a strong argument for that case. He says, trust me, this is the easiest way out. So again, you have the word easiest. Words that end in est, best, easiest, these are called superlatives. And you may recognize that term from senior superlatives in the yearbook. You know, best looking, funniest, most likely to become president. The EST is just saying that out of all the other options, this one is the one to do. So these are a few clues that helped me understand that this was the claim. The fact that it's in the very beginning, which is where it should be, that there is an imperative sentence right here, you must. And then we had the best and trust me, this is the easiest way out. These are superlative statements. Okay. I've gone ahead and switched my highlighter to yellow to move on to the reasons. So remember that our reasons are more specific points that are going to support this claim. And that the essence of this claim is that you can never come up with the right answer, right? There's when a woman asks you, how do I look? You're kind of in a lose-lose situation. So we need to find reasons that support that. Your reasons are going to typically be in the beginning of a body paragraph, just like your topic sentence, right? You wouldn't put your topic sentence at the end or in the middle. It's an introductory sentence. And right off the bat, we have one reason here. The problem is that women generally do not think of their looks in the same way that men do. And we have a pretty big helper here. The problem is. That's exactly what we're looking for to support this statement that there's no right answer. So if this is your reason, the problem is that women generally do not think of their looks in the same way men do, we can expect that evidence will follow. So I'm going to switch my highlighter to green for evidence. And we have what is called anecdotal evidence right here. Most men form an opinion of how they look in the 7th grade, and they stick to it for the rest of their lives. Some men form the opinion that they are irresistible stud muffins and do not change this opinion, even when their faces sag, etc. Obviously, this is not factual, but a lot of evidence might start out with most people or most men or 65% of all children. Most is a superlative. So that's going to serve as our evidence for this point. Notice that we haven't talked about a warrant yet we have a new paragraph. Well, this whole paragraph, I believe that's the author's warrant because it goes in depth about how men form the opinion of themselves. So all of this, if you took anything from this, this is all warrant. The author gives a scenario. Even if their faces cause heart failure in cattle at a range of 300 yards, he's helping the reader to make connections from the evidence to real life. So he gives us a real life situation, a daily beauty regimen. We all get up and do something to ourselves to be hygienic, either if that's just brushing your teeth or putting on deodorant or brushing your hair, shaving, stuff like that. So he's giving us a text to world connection by connecting to something that all of us do every day, even if it's different. So that is our first REW, reason, evidence, warrant. And you can see that it follows the same structure as the 3 C's in the analytical paragraph. Remember, your context is really short, your evidence is usually a little bit longer, and then your warrant is the most substantial part. So that is one example of an REW. You can either stop here and move on to the rest of the lesson, or you can keep going with me because I'm going to go over a few other examples of REWs in this text. Okay, so here we have a nice transition from this paragraph to the main point of this new one, that women do not see themselves in the same way men do. We don't automatically look in the mirror and think, wow, I am just a beautiful specimen of a human being. Some of us might. Remember, this is a sarcastic, exaggerated text. So then Dave Barry says, if I had to express in 3 words what most women think about their appearance, those words would be not good enough. That's a reason. Okay. Because if women think they're not good enough, then you will never be able to answer the question, how do I look, correctly? Because women might not believe you, even if you are honest. So we have a little bit of commentary right here. That could be part of your warrant. But remember, we're looking for evidence, REW, reason, evidence, warrant. Why do women have such low self-esteem? I bet they're going to give us some evidence here. There are many reasons, by which I mean Barbie. We're going to say Barbie is a piece of evidence. Girls grow up playing with a doll proportioned such that if it were human, it would be 7 feet tall, weigh 81 pounds, and 53 of those pounds would be bosoms, which is a difficult standard to live up to. Again, I think the proportions could be correct here, but again, he could be exaggerating. We know that this is evidence because we have some partial statistics here. Okay. And then we have another one, buzz off, to serve as like a compare contrast to Barbie. And then if we keep going on, we see there's a multi-billion-dollar industry devoted to convincing women they must try. And then this would also be anecdotal evidence. Remember, anecdotal is personal experience. So if you're someone sitting in an Oprah show audience where a supermodel is there and you're one of those people rubbing the cream on your face, or you're watching people do it, you're seeing it happen, that's evidence happening in front of you. Okay. What's interesting here is that we're not necessarily following this very clear-cut REW structure. Our reason starts here. We have evidence kind of sprinkled throughout. And our warrant is also sprinkled throughout. That's okay. That is totally okay. That's just another way to structure your argument. Not all arguments are written in the same way. And that's a good thing, because it would probably be really boring if they were. So all of this is warrant, because it is helping us make connections to our own lives. We see ourselves in front of the bathroom mirror. We see ourselves in our peer groups talking about beauty issues. Women will get in a circle and say, I really need to lose 10 pounds. Oh, I wish my arms were less flabby. Oh, I wish my eyebrows weren't as far apart, and then the author is saying that men would see this task as pointless and demeaning. They would say to Brad, oh yeah, what do you know about lawn care, pretty boy? So those are two examples of REWs. This one is the more traditional one that I showed you in your notes. And this one is a way to switch it up, to level it up, so to say. You can do that with all kinds of writing. I'm not going to get into this part because this, let me do a different color, red. This is what's called a counterclaim and a rebuttal. And you're going to learn about that tomorrow. And then here we just have our conclusion where the author gets back to his main point. If you're a man and a woman asks you how she looks, you're in big trouble. And then he ends in a memorable way by kind of poking fun at men. Having shaving cream in their hair is a common faux pas that some men might make in their daily beauty regimens. So check this against what you did yesterday. Yesterday is just practice. Okay, it's not going to go in the grade book. It won't be collected because it's your first attempt at trying to work with argument. So I just want you to see the different structures that are available for you to use in your argument writing. Today, you are going to read, I don't have it up. It's okay. I can't have it up anyway. Today, you are going to read something called The Cost of Prison in Dollars and Lives. And you're going to do the same thing with this article today that you did yesterday. You're going to find the claim, the reason, the evidence, and the warrant. And you only need to find one example of the REW. Okay. For today, I am helping to hand out graduation supplies for seniors at the school. So I will only be available from 1 to 2 if you need help today. Of course, you can email me at any time, and I'll certainly try my best to be responsive to your emails. But just for today, I will be away from my computer and Zoom capabilities. So use your resources, use your notes, and remember that this is practice. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.